Hello and welcome to Reykjavík Grapevines Newscast. My name is Valur Grettisson and I'm an editor-in-chief at Reykjavík Grapevine. This here brilliant little dog is Polly, of course, Chief of Morale Officer. Some things have been in news, of course. COVID is good, but we have grim news. Icelander is missing in K2, and there was a murder in Denmark where an Icelandic woman was murdered. But we have restrictions are going down, like we have looser restrictions right now, which is absolutely wonderful. Also, we want to, before we just start on that, I want to remind you on about our High Five Club, of course. We're still taking people in, so if you want to be in the club, join now. And also our online shop, of course. We have more stuff. We have, for example, what is this? What is this, Polly? Cod and lobster combo bites. I'm basically doing this to give her candy at the same time as doing some good new work for the shop. Got it? Yow. If she gets too fat, then yeah, we have to run more. We have to do this newscast then one more time a week. But on with the news. Let's just get into it. All right. First of all, we're going to start with COVID. We have had, I mean, it doesn't really have a purpose anymore to say like we had like 20 cases yesterday, because that's not the case anymore in Iceland. Right now we are having like 0 to 1 up to 4 cases. Over the weekend, I think in total we had 3 people that were that contracted the virus, and they were all in quarantine. So it's not a headache at all. Iceland right now is officially normal. It's I mean, of course, we have restrictions, but the Ministry of Health, Svandís Svavarsdóttir, she announced on Friday some critical changes, but mostly for the businesses, not so much for us, perhaps. We still have 20 gathering ban. But I'm going to go over it just quickly, because I know a lot of immigrants in Iceland are, of course, watching this. But the 2-meter rule and mask obligation remains, of course, as does the default gathering limit of 20 people. However, from today, exceptions to the gathering limit and allowable business operating hours have been widened. I kind of have to just let it go here. It's not allowed, and some pissed off woman will tell me off then. Volta. So, pubs, clubs, cafes, restaurants and video slots, video slot arcades, we still have that, can all open until 10 o'clock in the evening, although less guests will be admitted at 9 o'clock and will have to be seated to be served. Venues for the performing arts, shops and museums will see the limits on their gathering raised from 100 to 150. Provided that the premises are large enough, and the same will apply to religious service and funerals. Good news for the Catholic Church, which has been repeatedly violating the gathering restrictions in the church. Gyms can operate at 50% of their licensed capacity, subject to a maximum of 20 people per room, and provided that equipment is disinfected between uses. And there must be no movement between rooms. You probably know this pretty well. And all participants must book in advance. The new regulations, which are due to expire 3rd of March, have been introduced and now taken effect. All of this took effect today. So we are very optimistic, to be honest. Also, we have, of course, the vaccine. We could be doing better there. We could be faster. It's still somewhere around 5,000 people that have been vaccinated. I think with the Pfizer vaccination, but I could be wrong here, so just double check it at grapevine.is. And on to other news, and this is quite grim. There was a woman that was murdered in Denmark, an Icelandic woman, and a 51-year-old man has confessed to murdering her. This happened last Thursday. He appeared for a judge last week to plead guilty and to request for weeks custody. Well, the police, of course, requested for that, and he's in custody right now. And also, like, it was quite brutal murder. They found he actually, what do you call it? Severed her body parts, and they were found within their home and outside in the garden, which is absolutely horrible. They have kids. She had kids, also a young one with this man. And what's kind of shocking is that this man had committed a murder before, like decades ago, and was in jail because of this. So this was like the second time he murdered a woman that he was involved with. And we're hoping that he will go to jail, hopefully. And we are, of course, we are quite shocked in Iceland about this. The Post reports that the 43-year-old Icelandic woman had her airwaves. The body was then cut up. Okay, don't have to go into it, but the man has been charged with manslaughter. Also, another news is that there is a man called John Snorri, and he was attempting to go up to the second highest mountain in the world, K2. He has been missing since Friday. Icelanders have had a few like these mountaineers going to these high mountains, and we have always been quite lucky about this. Icelanders have topped Mount Everest, and this same guy, John Snorri, he topped K2 some years ago, but in the summer. He wanted to do it again now, but in the winter. The thing is, K2 is, for those that know these mountains, is much more complicated of a climbing mountain than Mount Everest. You have to do a lot of climbing, and you have to be more experienced as a climber than you have to be experienced in both scenarios, of course, but it's quite something. So he went missing on Friday, and nobody have heard anything from him since then. And 3 days in a zone called Death Zone we are not very optimistic that he will be found alive, and it's an absolute tragedy because this guy was he was a very skilled mountaineer, and we're not sure what happened. We're not even sure if he will ever know what happened, because given that he has died on the mountain, it's not very likely that they will go and get his body from the mountain, because it's just way too dangerous in so many ways. So, but it hasn't been declared yet, of course, that he is dead, although experts say he doesn't have much of a chance. So, into other things, a little bit lighter, which is that the Corona beer, you remember that beer? For some reason, the sales of this beer have surged by 12% in Iceland last year. We drank a lot of Corona beer. It's funny because they say that a survey was conducted in the US that found 38% of beer drinking Americans would not order Corona despite it having nothing to do with the virus. Furthermore, Corona and the company that markets in America saw their stocks slump last year due to the product's name. It's an awful name, and it's not absolute bad luck. But Icelanders obviously have a lot of sense of humor for this. And we've been drinking Corona in the coronavirus pandemic, so I mean, it is what it is. So we're faithful to that. I'm not sure if any Icelanders have drinking Corona since late 90s or something like that. But this is it for the news. Polly, me and Polly, we're gonna go and throw some balls. Yes, he doesn't want to allow me to get stuck. But we're here in Garðabær. It's like you can see the IKEA sign there. This is like a new district here, and I like this district. It's in a very nice place. But I have mixed feelings because when I was a kid, I lived here in Hafnarfjörður. It's just on the south side of here. When we were kids, we went here and I put up a tent and got ourselves drunk when we were teenagers. There is. Gonna kasta hérna bara. But it's a very nice. It's a very nice area. And there is a. Anyways, thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe if you like it. If not, then no hard feelings. And remember our Dr. Matthews sagas, which is also new. There was a new one the other day. And yeah, and grapevine.is. Until then, hvar boltinn?